Renting a stump grinder might be easier. But hey, this way looks a lot more fun. Back in the day, clearing a plot like this took days and serious muscle. Now, this yellow beast just rolls in and gets it done solo. I've tried something similar before. It takes longer than you think. Not everyone has an excavator handy, so this builder designed a custom aluminum connector plate to turn basics building shores into a robust lifting rig.
Arrachage, c'est facile à dire.
3, 2, 1.
This whole experiment is actually a pretty perfect example for a classroom video on what not to do.
Que le queda otra más.
Móntate, Mogo, móntate. Móntate, Mogo.
Man, they are really forcing this old tractor to the limit. That front end is bouncing all over the place, and if that tow cable lets go, it's gonna fly back like a giant metal rubber band.
Comes with a Quadco machined disc that is
All right, look at this Kubota SVL 95 setup running that 60-inch CID disc mulcher. They've got a high-flow hydraulic motor pushing up to 44 gallons per minute on this thing. So it pretty much just sucks in a 6-inch tree and turns it into sawdust instantly. It's awesome how easily that stump came out without even needing to put too much tension on the winch line. Honestly, the truck driver did an amazing job avoiding a much bigger accident given the slippery conditions. Next up, we have the Ahui Raptor 800 model, which is specifically engineered for these larger scale land clearing projects. You don't even have to worry about hauling giant stumps off the property anymore with a setup like this. This 18 to 24 ton model just hooks up directly with no extra lines, handles the uprooting, and grinds everything down into manageable chunks. If If you've ever tried removing a stump by hand, you know this machine is an absolute lifesaver. Guess that's how they handle tough angles in the backcountry.
Big time.
Go ahead and put it right there. We'll do that.
Talk about pure luck right here. These guys completely ignored basic felling physics, but somehow the tree still landed safely. They should probably buy a lottery ticket after escaping that disaster.
He loved it.
Getting bogged 3 times in a single day is enough to make anyone want to pack up and go home. But these guys just keep pushing through. That's real logging grit. They're using a Wurzel router here for tight spaces where a regular stump grinder won't fit. But honestly, this design looks pretty inefficient. Look at how that Case 500 quad track handles the pulling power for this Savannah 1720 unit. They call it the Mega Stump Plucker because it unearths plantation stumps up to 26 inches, completely clearing the plot out. To finish the job, they're running the Savannah model 1206 rotary stick rake here. It's designed to aggressively roll roots and branches away from the rear wheels. Someone desperately needs to teach these guys the basics of tree felling.
Grab it through itself. You kind of want somewhat of a choking action.
To be fair, that dirt looks soft as hell. A small Honda Accord probably could have done the exact same job.
That's more like Stump. We'll get into that in the next one.
Stick around to see a brand new John Deere 959K2 taking its very first run out in the North Oregon woods. Up front, it's rocking a Quadco 28C hot saw. Notice the operator is leaving some pretty high stumps here, which usually makes things tough for the skidder drivers coming in later. fresh mulch from the FSI grinder is actually great for feeding nutrients back into the soil. The scenery looks amazing. Is this being filmed somewhere out on Vancouver Island by any chance? Here we go, watching a budget-friendly homemade rig solve a pretty tough yard work problem. I love the raw sound of these old D8H dozers working the timber. It takes a lot of persistence to wiggle a well-rooted stump free when the ground under the tracks is this soft and muddy. Everything looks like a movie scene. But shouldn't there be a lot more visible smoke coming out of that tree? Talk about bad luck. The tree ended up following you right down your own pre-trimmed escape path.
Get down the storm, big root ball. Turned over on side, about 6 feet from the base, and we need to be ready quick to get out of the way.
It reminds you of that tragic accident near Ballagiri. Even the most experienced loggers know how unpredictable these tension-heavy trees can be when cut.
The D2 out here, old 7066. I'm gonna see if the root's right here, going up into there.
There it goes. That stump is literally bigger than the tractor itself. Seriously, who knows if a modern tractor will still be running like this in 75 years?
Big as the D2. And it left a heck of a hole. You can.
No heavy excavators needed this time. Just a sharp little cutting wheel chewing through hardwood in a tight backyard corner. I swear that case excavator looks like it enjoys slicing up these giant hardwood logs a bit too much. That huge 1800mm saw blade turns the whole site into a Final Destination style danger zone. But man, "3 minutes is all it takes to completely obliterate a tree stump today." He's basically a giant dentist for the woods, giving this eucalyptus stump a deep, painless root canal treatment.
How's it going? Oh, you're good. You're all right. You're okay.
Yeah, I know. I'm gonna keep watching.
Yep.
That's funny.
Slushy, muddy snow is bad enough, but those low-cut stumps left behind make pulling timber a complete nightmare. They're constantly fighting for traction while trying not to get hung up. They set up a whole Porsche 500 production line for this hardwood setup. Pretty impressive how it handles heavy logs up to 20 inches, just feeding them in to be sliced and split instantly.
Giant stump that I recently stumped, and I got to get this thing out of here because that was the whole. Have my strap wrapped around the tree a couple times and, you know, kind of tied. Well, that second attempt didn't work. This is the third.
I
Slightly
knew
different
this
theory.
was a terrible idea.
Well, she's working. Still right side. I'm in a predicament here. Now my truck's starting to slide.
Using those workbenches with small nets to stop the flying wood chips is a brilliant setup. Simple, but it keeps the yard clean. You've got to love that powered trailer setup because without those extra wheels pushing from the back, this whole rig would have been buried in that swamp minutes ago. Always keep your eyes up. That falling debris was the real threat in this specific situation. Getting those stumps out isn't as easy as it looks.
And climb up, Matt? Yeah, no, that's 10 feet right there. Riding the pine.
Looks like this guy decided to stay on that pine while it's coming down. You can see him hanging on for the ride as the boys finish the cut below. The guy on the rope definitely missed a beat there. Unbooming sits right up there as one of logging's most dangerous moments.
That's a pretty long pipe you got there.
Smart way to handle roadside maintenance right here. The operator just swings the arm, grabs the wood, and feeds it right in without breaking a sweat. No struggling or back-breaking work involved. It basically replaces a whole crew with one machine. Forget the grinder for a second. Look at that power broom go. Never seen cleanup done so fast. It leaves the lawn looking incredibly neat and completely untouched. The moment every logger hopes to avoid, a barber chair. Oak is notorious for this. The tension in that wood is like a loaded spring. When it pops, it sends 1,000 pounds of wood flying instantly. Scary stuff. I am impressed that the homemade poker doesn't bend. Hitting a solid 3-foot stump with a 35-ton dozer puts massive stress on that metal. Whoever welded that knew exactly how to build for heavy abuse. Look at that rear tire popping off the ground. Is he trying to load the truck or do a wheelie? He must have reversed quickly and slammed the brakes to let inertia do the work. No expensive dump bed needed for this 10-ton load. This driver is a genius. You can see a perfect demonstration of the so-called dangerous chainsaw kickback. Be careful, man. Holy cow, look at the girth on that beach. You'd never expect a tractor to even nudge something that heavy, let alone drag it through the woods. Yet the MB Track 1100 tractor is pulling that massive beach log through the mud like it's nothing but a twig. Root removal is tougher than it looks. You can't just pull. You have to sever the lateral roots first. The ripper attachment is perfect for slicing through the soil and breaking the hole before lifting. Perfect machine for anyone who feels they have too many fingers. It looks less like a tool and more like the Arm Remover 3000. Tree 2, Truck 0.
Oh my God.
Don't turn your truck cable into a slingshot, folks. Smash subscribe for more mechanical madness and catch you in the next crazy compilation.